Hello, good morning. Welcome in our live trading room. Piotr here, FX Advisor live trading room. Welcome. 1 hour to go in Europe. Let's start with quick risk warning as usual, right? And then let's see what's going on, what we can expect, what's going to happen on the market. Our live trading room has educational purpose only. Trading FX on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. You can sustain a loss of some, all, or even more than your initial investment. Please do not invest the money that you cannot afford to lose. Quite good week, I would say. Right? Remember during our marathon, we were discussing Aussie Kiwi, right? We are discussing about the possible conservative entry. We were talking about the potential target, right? And again, we hit upper range, move down, and finally this time during the Tokyo session, we broke down with perfect retest. So most probably we are going to test 107.60 as long as we are below the broken support. Okay. But that's the intraday chart. Let's see from the beginning. That's our range, okay? But anyway, still on a weekly chart, looks like we are trying to make a base, right? Now the question is, what's going to happen? Which direction? We've had similar base a few weeks back, okay, and then we continue to the downside. The thing is that was the main move here, consolidation, breakdown. But look, the breakdown here compared to this initial move to the downside is not that huge. Now another consolidation trying to base. The 20 weekly moving average is flat right now. I wouldn't be surprised, the truth is that I wouldn't be surprised to see another breakdown and test of the parity as so 1-to-1 Australian dollar to New Zealandian dollar. So that's quite interesting. As long as we are within that range, so that's simply range trading. As you know, I'm not that good in range trading, so I would say it sounds easy, but it's not that easy as it looks. Anyway, daily the same range, okay. And intraday, as we discussed last time, we were waiting for this breakout, which happened last night. We were waiting here, but we found the possibility of the long, right, with conservative entry right above this level with tight stop. So if someone took it, it was nice risk-reward ratio. Not sure if any one of you took the short here at the top, and conservative entry was here, right, with stop here. 1, 2, around 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio as well. I didn't take it. So I don't want to tell you that, oh, that was nice trade, I take it, I made a lot of money. No, I didn't take this trade. Let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see if during the beginning of the European session, if we can have another retest. Okay. And what's going to happen around 108.20 if we can continue to the downside eventually with tight stop. Okay, so the chances to sell around 108.20, tight stop above 108.30, so something like 10 pips. The thing is here, the spread, right? Some of you could have quite wide spread. I'm testing this new platform. Not sure if you have a chance to see that we've got some different instruments, and here is just 2 pips, but we are not here to advertise brokers, but just for your information. Okay, so once you will want to know, just drop me an email and I will reply. Anyway, so that's the chance for us in Aussie Kiwi. Let's go further. As we are close to open the German market, guys, remember we discussed it on Tuesday during our marathon, right? We discussed short possibility on indices, and actually it's paying very well. It's paying very well. I'm short, and we are short DAX, as you know, based on the update on the website. I'm also privately, I'm also short Dow Jones, and yesterday it paid very well. But right now, right before the cash market open in Germany, we are right at support. Okay, we are right at support. So we have to see what's going to happen. I do expect, from the bear's perspective, I do expect some bounce, and I do expect the test at least of 9,650. Okay, that's my expectation. That's this one. Slightly lower, even better target is 9,560-ish. What do I mean by that? That it's better? This one is visible, so maybe it's going to be a good idea to take some profits. But if you are looking to buy DAX, that could be a good point, because from here, right, we broke this support. We broke down this support here, and then finally we went higher. That was a choppy here, so some or all orders have been filled here. But I would be careful here as well, around 9,560, 9,545. Okay, but anyway, as of now, looks good. So let's keep our fingers crossed. And Dow Jones looks even better. Okay, but again, similar to DAX, we are right at the visible first support. So again, I do expect some bounce and continuation to the downside. Now, that's the bearish perspective. What about bulls? That's going to be tough, right? We can make high. I'm going to be stopped around the entry level in that case. But as long as we are below this dynamic supply zone, I'm going to use those levels to go short, right? As long as we are below. Once we are going to make a breakout, then of course I'm going to give up and I'm going to try to go long. What about bottom side? Again, that was a similar like on DAX, plenty of those stop huntings, choppy trades. So looks like we are creating some kind of megaphone. It's called megaphone, right? We have higher highs, we have lower lows, and wide zone inside, getting even wider every day, right? So that's the indices. Next one, again, we discussed it during trading marathon. Hopefully some of you were able to take it, right? So let's start with daily again. I mentioned the zone was on daily quite wide compared to the first visible support. So the profit target was much smaller, or is much smaller than our eventual risk, right? But then again, guys, that was the test yesterday above. So when we are looking for conservative entry, we are going down, right? Whatever suits you better, 15, 5, half an hour, right? And everywhere, I can show you, everywhere there was a possibility of the nice conservative entry below that level. Please note that in regards to this price action here inside, what happened after? First, we continue to the upside, right? So there was a possibility eventually of conservative long with tight stop below, stop and reverse, right? So even if you took first long, there was a stop out here. What happened? It's what happened for me. I made day trading yesterday on pound, but also I took the short side as well. And as we discussed during our meeting on Tuesday, that was the target. Look, guys, ideally hit the target, right? Even trading on 1 hour chart, that was possible 3-to-1 trade as well. What now? Good question. We are going to see British pound versus US dollar within few minutes. We are trying to consolidate here. The thing is that both jobs market and then inflation report and Mr. Carney did not support British pound yesterday. Okay, but it could be that pound lost the ground for 24 to 48 hours only, and if the sentiment is still strong, we should see higher prices. But I will get back to pound dollar to show you we are right at the bottom of the channel. Anyway, here what we can expect on the pound Swiss franc, we are right at visible support on daily, as I mentioned before. That's the visible support here, right? What else? I would say that we got some buying zone slightly lower. So if we are going to call this as a range, so breakdown below this visible support could push us lower by the same distance, right? So we can see this some kind of the buying zone here, and that could be eventually potential buying zone for pound Swiss franc. So maybe bounce back towards 49.50 we can use as selling opportunity towards 38.50, so around the figure 100 pips, and then looking to buying possibility. Okay, now let's get back to hourly. Let's get back to hourly. That visible support, previous resistance, which has been taken out here, right? We made a pullback. We made this time, and from here we made the low here. So I would say yes, as I mentioned, that's the last point when market was weakening here, okay? And it corresponds with that level. So that's around 48.25, 48.50 as I mentioned. So that's the potential target. Now, how can we join the move? How can we find eventually entry level? Okay. This breakdown point looks like we created some supply zone. So as I mentioned, 49.50, right? We had some strength from here up to here. So yes, 49.50, I would be very careful. I will look what's going on here, because then the real supply came here higher at around 150. But guys, it's all happened because of the daily supply zone here. Right? And it was the first test. So I would look for selling opportunity 49.50 or even higher toward 150. So I would look for some conservative entry between 49.50 and 150. Okay? and then buying opportunity, as I mentioned, slightly lower. So let's see what's going on with British pound. Plenty of action around yesterday, and we were, I mean me, we were wrong. I was expecting that the inflation report is going to support inflation report and Mr. Carney, they are going to support the pound, but looks like Mr. Carney was trying to downplay the rate hike expectations. So here we go, right? Here we go. From here we made new high, right? So that's the second point, and we are able to draw the line. So we do have our channel here. As we need 2 points to create the line, then we can make counting. After the line creation, we already tested twice, right? So that could be danger, but anyway, as long as we are above, or as long as we are within that channel, I do think that we can see some stop hunting. Let me make it bigger. Okay, let me make it bigger. I do expect some buying orders here, definitely, right? But also I think that the big guys, if I'm correct, I was not correct on Tuesday in regards to pound dollar, but if my thinking is correct, what I would like to see is see some stop hunting to the downside. So some breakdown thinking creation, but as long as we are above those levels, as long as we are above 66.55 on a closing basis, right? So maybe on lower time frame, if we are going to see the breakdown, so on lower time frame, like 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, I would look for buying opportunity, right? And quick move. If we are going to see the breakdown today, we have to close within the channel today, okay? But intraday, I would look for some buying opportunity here. Around this point somewhere, right? Maybe slightly below 67. If we are going to close outside that channel, okay, today, then what I do expect some price action below that line, some price action to the upside, and I do expect first supply coming into the market around 68.50, 68.60. Okay? Even more, This line is quite aggressive, so that's possible that we are going to make higher levels, but still we are going to be under that line. So at some point that could be that we are going to see great selling opportunity. Okay, let me explain. Yeah, like this. Okay. Okay. So if the buying or if the buyers will fail here and we are going to close below that channel, right? Then we could have some kind of the consolidation. We are going to be below that line. We could have some kind of the consolidation. We could start rising again, right? We could hit higher levels than 68.50. We could have, finally, we could have that, how to say, we could have the thing that my theory will happen. So still to be below this line, which is rising, right? The channel still is rising. We can hit finally 70.40, 71.30, right? It's here. It's here. The channel line is rising, and it will correspond with 71.30. That could be great, fantastic selling opportunity. Remember, I told you a few times, my strategy with broken trend line, right? My strategy with broken trend line. That's the trend line, okay? Then price action above the trend line. Strong resistance is here, but well below the resistance, we suddenly move to the downside. We are breaking the line, right? So the crowd, the whole market is selling because of the broken trend line, but we are still far away to resistance. The line is still rising, and all those guys selling here, okay, all those guys selling here are trapped. Prices are still rising, hitting the resistance level, but being below the trend line. That's the fantastic selling opportunity with great risk reward. Okay, so that could happen here with Panda. Of course, that's the daily chart. It's not going to happen today, tomorrow. But as I mentioned a few times, more than a few times, patient will pay a lot of money. So be careful, right? Now, so we do have the plan in a midterm still is valid. With broken trend line, with broken channel, it's going to be even, I'm going to be more positive into that theory, right? So that's the midterm. And also, we created day trading plan. So we would like to see broken channel, no lower than that levels, then some kind of the maybe higher low and conservative entry. Okay, that's the day trading plan. So let's go and see what's going on hourly. We are right, guys, at support. There is a plenty things around. So let's see some stop counting, quick move back, and then continuation to the upside. Okay, I don't want to sell the pound on this breakout. breakdown, sorry, of this breakdown. I don't want to sell pound here. Maybe my idea of buying pound is not correct. I may be wrong, but I don't want to sell with the possibility of the quick move back above the support. Okay, if we are going to make a breakdown and we are going to have huge problem to get back above support, then maybe yes, right? But I'm not going to sell at the first attempt of the breakdown, okay? So we know what's going on with pound. Don't be trapped, right? Because plenty of guys will try to sell the breakdown, okay? Plenty of guys, and I would say that's why they are going to be trapped. We are going to make quick move back above the support, and we are going to clean all those stops of the shorts position because of the breakdown. We are going to clean it, and I would say that could be the intraday 6860. That could be intraday target, right? That could be intraday target. So let's wait. Again, patient will pay. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's try to, if there is an opportunity, let's try to use this opportunity to be on the market. Oh, euro dollar. Here we go. So we are right at support. We are right at some demand zones. And we can't make a bounce. Okay, we can't make a bounce. But again, I don't want to sell here on a breakdown. Similar like with pound, we can easily quickly get back and push it higher. So still all those supply zones are valid. We discussed it last Tuesday, okay? I would say that we are going to, after the breakdown, we are going to see 35, but almost in 90%, I would say that we are going to have good selling opportunity. We don't have to sell at the breakdown. Everyone is going to sell at the breakdown. Now, guys, very important thing, okay? When market was cleaning those stops, right? So that was, remember, we were waiting for this selling zone, for this selling opportunity, that everyone was selling here. So the liquidity providers, right, if they had the same view, and most probably today we can say they have the same view that euro is going to be lower, but they were buying at resistance, right? So that's why they trapped most shorts guys. They clean their stops, okay? They clean their stops and they unload their longs. Okay, so one more time. Because of this, before the ECB, market was already short. Okay, market was short. What does it mean? It means, let's do it that way. It means that liquidity providers filling those selling orders, most probably they were net long. They were net long at resistance. Okay? So we cannot go lower, and for me it looks like really there was a huge amount of the money, because otherwise they will let some guys earn the money. But anyway, let me explain. So looks like those big guys were really net long. They were looking for possibility to unload their longs. Okay? So when we now, so that was moment of the execution of the selling orders. Then we went lower, right? So most probably guys moved their stop orders. So if you are short, your stop order is buying order. They moved closer, right? So that was the action when the liquidity providers were unloading their longs and turning shorts, hitting the stop buy orders, not only because not only of those shorts guys, also when prices moved higher, all the black boxes, okay, all the robots, all these automatic strategies were buying here, so those big guys had perfect opportunity not only unload longs but also turn shorts, and where we are right now. Of course, some guys were trading, let's say, I don't know, without stops, and they are very happy because they survived, right? And we are here. There are plenty of investors who are chasing the prices right now and selling right at support. So they are going to be trapped at some point. So I do think we are going to have, even if we are going to make a straight breakdown, we are going to have a better selling opportunity on euro. So please do not chase the prices, okay? Now, remember, when we were here, we discussed this range, and we discussed that if we are going to make a breakout, right? That's the resistance. Last move to the downside, and we make the measure, right? And we do have our supply zone around the first one, around here. Remember, we discussed it. We have to be simply patient. If market is going back here, market will react here. So it's around 38.30, okay, to 38.40, 45. So that's the first supply zone, okay? And where market last time was strong? Here, so that's another zone higher, okay? And also we discussed it, as we didn't make breakout here. Here there was created some first supply zone. So we are going to have plenty of opportunities. Most probably we are going to have plenty of opportunity to go short euro dollar. We don't have to chase the prices right at support. I'm bearish on euro dollar, but it doesn't mean that I have to sell here right at support. Now, as we are discussing euro dollar, right? So as we know, that's why we have a meeting today to discuss all this stuff, to remind to ourselves that we don't have to chase the prices. Why? Because we have two risk events today. So we can see some kind of false breakdowns, breakouts, whatever, right? We have two risk events today. In Europe, CPI, okay? In US, CPI, okay? So that could be that, let's say, Euro CPI is not going to be that bad. Let's say no lower than expectation. So we can see some pop up to the selling zone or just below the selling zone. Then CPI in US will come out. And let's say it's going to be much stronger than expectation. Then we are going to be at the right place to make a trade. Now, opposite example. Let's say Euro CPI is going to be as expected and market will try to push below this support line, right? So the whole crowd will keep selling because we are breaking the trend line. But then US CPI is going to be much weaker than expectations and we are going to make something like this. All these guys, all those sellers selling on a breakdown are going to be trapped, short covering, so prices will shoot up higher. So again, that's the thing. That's one of the day we have to be really patient. And as I've shown you a few times already, patience will pay more. Maybe we are not doing many of trades during our live trading rooms or trading marathons, right? Sometimes we are really unlucky and we cannot do anything during the day. Sometimes we are unlucky, we are stopped out, right? But sometimes, like during the ECB, when we are doing trades, we are doing good trades, right? So we are covering easily previous losses, and that's the case. Overall, net, we have to accumulating the profits, right? So we are not sprinters again, we are doing marathon, and we have to collect the money every month, every quarter, every year. We don't have to earn thousands every day, but overall we have to be positive on a month. So patient, patient, patient. Okay, maybe enough. Okay, so we know that we do have some risk events. So we do have selling plan. Now, there is a possibility that even if I don't want to do that, there is a possibility that I'm going to use some false breakdowns as a buying opportunity, right? But I have to see strong evidence that we are going to have at least short covering, not to see new buyers, but at least strong short covering. Then I may want to join the move to the upside. And the plan is the same like for pound. False breakout, right? Trapping some breakdown sellers and going higher. So somewhere here, right? Some kind of the false breakout. I will try to use tight stop, quick 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. because if we are going to see some short covering, then around 40-60 pips is possible. So I would like to be in that market as soon as possible with tight stop, right? Then I've got big chance to hit 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. So euro dollar very similar to the pound dollar, okay? Next thing is Japanese yen. Unfortunately, we never hit those selling area. Okay, and we moved down below 102.15. Remember, we moved down below 101.90. Okay, and we had preliminary GDP last night, and it was really good. And JPY reacted as it should react. Simply JPY was stronger during the Tokyo session. At the same time, Nikkei 225 reacted completely opposite. For the guys trading Nikkei, much more important was what's going on with Japanese yen than what was the preliminary GDP. So stronger JPY, weaker Nikkei again. Now, for how long? What's going to happen if we are going to see really strong inflation in US? We have to get back again to daily charts. Okay. We can draw different ways, but there is no doubt about it that we are again at very important points. If we are going to break those levels, especially the last low here, then most probably we are going to test 100.80, right? But what I would like to show you is that this action here yesterday and day before, and the thing how we are reacting right now, this putting me into the bull camp. I'm within the bull camp. My confirmation is going to be move above this level, okay, and still we have this selling zone here. But as of now, for me, is a simply move back to those gap, closing the gap. Now we are ready to go higher. And as long as we are above those levels, so in a midterm, I'm bullish. Now, how we can join intraday with tight stop, that's the different story. That could be tough, okay? So that was the reaction, some consolidation, and we are trying to continue, and we failed here. Now, guys, that could be some sign that we are trying to go higher. We have the previous support 102.15. Remember, on Tuesday we discussed it. Let's go hit resistance, try to sell toward 102.15 or maybe 101.90, right? It didn't happen. Slowly, bam, and we created some selling zone here. So let's see what's going to happen around this level. I can try to buy higher, right? If I have bigger possibility to get in with tighter stop, whatever. Not necessarily we have to buy right now. Not necessarily. We can try to find some opportunity to go long around this zone 101.80, 101.70. So see some pullback, right? Creating some higher low and going higher. But I would like to see first strong inflation number in US, so the yields and sell-off on 10-year notes in US. So yields will go higher in US. But more important thing is that I would like to see stability, some kind of consolidation on higher levels. Guys, remember what happened last few times. Good US number, dollar is stronger overall, but with yen, reaction to the upside and quick fade. Reaction to the upside, non-farm payrolls, quick fade. So let's wait for some kind of the confirmation, guys, okay, on dollar yen. To be sure that we are on the right side. Now, as we discussing yen, holy maloney, guys, right? We miss it on Tuesday. We miss it on Tuesday. Maybe one of the reasons that at some point we were thinking that still we got the chance to shoot up higher, right? But then on intraday chart, on hourly chart, right? We discovered here that could be only pullback, no pullback, only bounce toward the broken channel. And I was looking for selling opportunity around 72.50, remember? And look, guys, what happened. $150 pips. Yeah, it's simply we missed. Maybe we were focusing too much on the top side, or maybe simply it's hard to say right now, right? It happened and that's it, and we were not in here where we the most sad thing for me is that during the live trading room we saw this opportunity, this bounce toward the broken line, and we discussed it. I mentioned about this. Maybe one of I don't know, I didn't get an email, but maybe some of you were able to trade this short side. That was nice. But anyway, it's not possible to trade everything at the same time. So that was opportunity gone, done. So what now with pound yen? Hi, what now with pound yen? It could be similar. We made lower low here. That could be pullback towards 71.30 or even 71.70, and some kind of the continuation. It looks for me like this. Also, it could be that we broke that channel line. We are going, because of this lower low, we are going to make some kind of the consolidation, some trying to push prices higher, still below the channel line, to making even, I don't know, cleaning those stops, making new high, right? Maybe even new high here. And the same like with pound dollar. See some selling off. Also, that could be that we are going to back into that channel. The only thing for me is that that's aggressive, steep channel, right? So it's going to be tough to get back without some wild price action, right? So maybe I'm looking for the services. We have had Mr. Kuroda. I couldn't see any comments yet, but it could be that Mr. Kuroda is going to say something about I don't know, additional stimulus, whatever, and that could produce wild price action on the yen. Okay, but as of now, looks for me rather to the downside. I was, even during one of my 1-1 training this week, we agreed that we are bullish, but now it doesn't look for me as a bullish opportunity. Again, I may be wrong. Okay. Finally, another positive, silver. We took partial profit yesterday, almost right at the top. Right? Top was here and we took somewhere here, right at the top. So we are sitting nicely long. We do have our stop for the remaining 50% at entry. So what next? Exactly as we wrote, we are looking for this zone as a target. We do have resistance line around 2075. But that's the selling zone, and I would say we are going to hit that level. So and as we are safe with our position, so of course we are going to watch carefully what's going on around the trend line, but that's the final target for our long silver. Okay. Let me take a look if we have any news. If I can find something about Kuroda. Oh, come on. We had those preliminary GDP numbers. Where is it? Yeah. French and German. So French number weak, German slightly better. So in regard to indices, so maybe instead of adding into the DAX short position, we can try to open some current short position, okay, in regards to indices. That's going to be important. So we have some time. but the most important thing is that we created the plan, right? So we know what we are going to do depends on higher or lower levels, right? So that's the important, that we have a plan and we can follow the plan. Of course, CPI in Europe, it could be a market mover, but I would say that CPI from US is going to be the main point today. It's going to be the main point today, okay? So sitting short indices, I wouldn't say super comfortably, but sitting short indices. Long silver, where we took partial profits already. We do have a plan in regards to euro dollar, pound dollar. We are waiting for CPI number in regards to what's going to happen with dollar yen. Okay. We discussed Aussie Kiwi. Okay, so any move higher towards 108.20, 30, that could be selling opportunity. Look for some conservative entry. Okay. And that pretty much that's it today. That's our last meeting. We are going to make an update on our website in regards to next live trading rooms. So hopefully you are going to have a nice weekend. That's it from me. Happy trading. Take care. See you. Bye-bye.